Right, okay, what we're going to do today is to work through a booklet which deals with the topic of student grievance.
So what is grievance?
Okay, can anyone give me a definition for grievance? We did have that word several times, but...
Comes from grief.
Okay, comes from grief.
What is grief?
Okay. Taban, can you explain what is grief?
And sadness.
Good.
Like somebody's father died or something.
Right.
You take it with that one.
Yeah.
Because student grievance, maybe some student died and you're unhappy.
Possibly.
Sorrow.
Yeah. Possibly.
Sorrow.
Right.
Or
Okay. So it's
sadness.
a sadness. It's a negative word. But can if you say I have a grievance I would like to discuss with you.
It's a concern, maybe.
Okay. So it's a concern, but maybe a little stronger than concern. When you're not happy with something, what do you call that?
Upset.
Okay, you are upset and you have a...
Resentment.
Okay, good. It might be a resentment, you might feel resentful.
Or you're hostile towards something.
Okay, so you might be hostile to something. Why? Because a grievance then is something quite close to a complaint. Something that you are not happy about, okay? So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. We're going to be working through this booklet which deals with the topic of student grievance, okay? So we're going to be doing some speaking and some writing, okay? Particularly writing that is relevant for IELTS Task 1 of the writing, okay? The writing Task 1. Vadim, can you just remind me, what is the IELTS writing Task 1 about?
Usually it's some kind of question with the graphs or some topic to describe some statistic.
Good. It may be a graph, but what else might it be?
Pie chart.
Okay, can we try not to shout out? Hamid, what else might it be?
Maybe you have to describe a subject
Right.
or flowchart or
Pie chart.
pie chart or generator or something.
Good. Okay. What else might it be, David?
Sometimes you describe a process, for example, in a factory, how they produce some productions.
Yeah.
Might
Good.
be.
Mamoon, you had another point?
Yeah, sometimes it might be a picture about the circle of nature, like raining and the ocean, and you have to describe what's going on in this situation.
Definitely. Okay. Anything else? There might be something with rows and columns in it. What do you call that? Okay.
Statistics.
Yeah, rows and columns.
Bar chart.
A bar chart, or possibly a table. Okay, a table. Okay, a table. Yeah. So we're going to be looking at a table. Okay, later on. Okay. Now, let me give you this booklet. Okay, and the first page, page 1, you've got A, B, and C. Okay, and these are questions that I would like you to discuss with your partners. So I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to read the 3 questions, A, B, and C, and then with your partners in pairs or one group of 3, you will be discussing these questions, okay? So, okay, so you've got A, B, and C with your partners. So we'll have a group of 3 here, 2 ladies here, a group of 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Can you discuss questions A, B, and C? You've got roughly, what does roughly mean?
Nearly.
About 4 minutes to do this. Okay? What about the relationships with the university itself, the university as an institution?
New way of studies, maybe. There are different way of like examinations, different way of teaching. They should be like fit in with that area.
The fees.
Fees are way.
What might it be about the fees?
I mean, it's good.
there's a huge difference between the fees that we pay in our country and here in London, especially in London or in the UK. So it's really expensive and hard to pay, and like if you could divide it into 4 parts or not, and living and money. Exactly. Maybe I think
Okay, good. Okay, let's get some feedback on these 3 questions then. Can I have a volunteer who would like to talk about question A? So remember question A, you're talking about the future and your personal future. So some things you may be fairly sure about in terms of the future, other things you may be less sure about, okay? So do I have a volunteer? David? Okay, how about you? Okay.
Basically, only if I do fine in the coming foundation exam, I will be able to join one of the universities in London, and I think the next 3 years I'll study in the university. I feel university will be a totally different, a fresh start for me, and I really would like to have some fun when I study hard at the same time.
Great. Okay, let's move on to question B. Sari, what typical problems do you think a student may confront during their studies, particularly an international student?
Homesickness.
How would that manifest itself?
I think because if you're not feeling good, you can't concentrate on your studies. So when you are homesick, so you're always, or you're thinking about your family, your friends, how you're gonna go back, and you feel bad. So I think this will affect your studying.
Apart from homesickness, what else?
Studying. Because sometimes in some subject maybe you can find it hard to study it or something. So maybe you can have some problems here.
Yeah, good.
And what else? Accommodation problems. A lot of times, I think mostly a lot of people find a lot of problems in finding accommodations and a good price and something that they can afford it.
Right. Yeah. Good. Okay. Excellent. Okay. And Hamza, I'd like to ask you about question C. Why do you think a university student in general, and particularly an international student in the UK, would feel resentful?
I think one of the most important reasons is the tuition, the fees for the for university, because also for international students it's way more expensive than, for example, European students who are studying in the UK, and in comparison with the fees that we pay in our countries, it's really, there's a huge difference between the fees we pay and that we will be paying in the UK. So we have to work on, think about it, how to cope with it.
Could you give me 3 or 4 adjectives to describe the fees that international students in the UK have to pay?
High.
High.
Extreme.
Good.
Absolutely. Over the top.
Over the top, yeah.
Extreme.
Something like extreme. What do you call the study of the stars?
Astronomical.
Good. So. So they're up there in the stars, yeah. Okay. Okay. I'd just like to focus on something that Hamza said. It's, what did you say? It's way
Too much.
Way too much, yeah? Okay. It's way too much. So he's talking about the amount of money that international students in the UK have to pay, and he's saying it's way too much. If we're thinking about register, is this written English or spoken English?
Spoken English.
Spoken English, okay, but very good, very expressive, great, okay. What would you say in written English instead of way to emphasize this too much?
It's very much.
So so we want to emphasize.
Extreme.
Something beginning with F? Far. Okay. So it's far too much. So this one maybe is spoken, and this one is written, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, good. And can you think of an adjective which means too much? Good. Excellent. Well done. Okay, so we think the fees are excessive. Okay. Now, if we look on pages 2 and 3, you've got some photographs. Okay. You've got 4 photographs. Okay. And they show student responses to grievance. Okay. Grievance, to resent something that they're unhappy with. Okay. So what I would like you to do is, with your partners, can you look at the? Excuse me, Samad. Hold on a second. Okay. Can we look at these 4 pictures? Okay, so they show different examples of student protests. Okay, now what I would like you to do is, with your partners, can you compare and contrast these pictures in as much detail as possible? Okay, so you need to think about geographically, how many people are in the picture, and so on. Looks like the States, yeah. Okay, so working again with your partners, what differences can you see? That looks like somewhere in Latin America, yeah.
Maybe it can translate.
This is the second picture. We show was like they were like standing outside the building, trying to protest about racism. Racism and discrimination and stuff.
So in this one, what are they actually doing? What would you call that? It's like a demo. A demo. Okay, and demo is short for what?
Demonstration.
Demonstration. And what are they holding? What's the word for that? Yeah, good. They're holding banners. Yeah, good. What? What do you think they're doing then? I mean, they might. Do you think they are allowed to be there?
I think it's like a court.
Yeah, or maybe it's the Senate House in a university. Senate House is the main kind of government office in a university. Do you? Yeah.
They like come stick together and they go there to complain or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they go this kind of group, even when there's a public shop or something, when they go outside.
Demonstration?
Yeah, demonstration.
Yeah. And do you think they are allowed to go into this building? But are they going in?
When they go demonstration,
Yeah, maybe they're trying to occupy the building. Yep.
When they go demonstration, they go to the embassies waiting for some reasons. It's the same.
What's similar? What's different? What's the reaction of the authorities here? Yeah. Okay. So what are they using? Yeah. So they're using force. They're using violence to suppress this person. What about this person? What do these two have in common? They seem to be alone, don't they? They seem to be protesting alone. In contrast, okay. Right. Okay. Okay, now, during your discussion with your partner about these photographs, lots of vocabulary to do with this concept of protest came up. Okay, and I'd just like us to gather some of that on the board so that you've got a record. So you need to be copying this down. Remind me, what do we call this kind of thing? Monument. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, now When I write on the board Taban, am I organized and neat, or is it?
You just write anywhere you want.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Should a teacher do that or not?
That's good, I think we learned, but teachers in the movies we see they are so neat and disciplined, so any way you like. But we learn good with this mind mapping.
Right,
I think
okay.
it's helpful.
What about in your records? What should it be like? Same as me, or a bit more organized? Yeah. Yes. How would you categorize these words then, for example?
Noun, adjective, verb.
Absolutely. Once again, Hamid, sorry?
Noun, adjective, and verb.
Yeah, good. So noun, adjectives, and verbs is the most useful way. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, so I would just like you to fire out, okay, and I will try and write down as many as possible of the words that came up to do with protest. For example, Jimin, you had an excellent one for what are these people doing? Begins with D.
Demonstration.
Yeah, good, okay. And obviously the verb is
Demonstrating.
okay. Demonstrate, okay. So demonstrate often means to show something. Now Jimin also used the abbreviation which we often use in Britain. What's the abbreviation, the short form?
Demo.
Demo, yeah, okay. So excellent, okay, demo. Okay, some more words. Okay. Right. Harassment. How can we spell harassment? So that's double R. Okay. All right. Harassment.
Violence.
Good. Hamid. Yeah.
Violence.
Okay. Good. Some more words.
That's cohesive. Physical.
Okay.
Organized.
Okay. What are they holding?
Banners.
Jen?
Banners.
Good, okay. And what are they doing? Those presumably Chinese people, what are they doing? They are
Marching along.
Yeah, okay. Marching, okay. So let's march. Okay, what about some more abstract ideas? What are the police doing or the authorities doing?
Using violence. Force.
Okay, so they're using force. Okay. What about when you push something down? Something beginning with R?
Undermine? No.
Okay, so maybe they are trying to undermine them. So they might be spraying them with water or something to humiliate them and to undermine their sense of purpose. But what else? When they're pushing them down? Okay, so they might be resisting, the protesters, yeah. The noun is? Good. Okay, but generally, what do you call it when you push someone down?
It's pressure, something like that.
Something to do, it's connected to pressure. Repression, yeah? Okay. So there might be some repression there. Okay, good. Okay, I think we've got enough there. Okay, so for homework, what I would like you to do is to add to this mind map. So can you add another 10 items to the mind map for homework, okay? Can you make sure you write down the homework so that you have a record of it?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, now I'm just going to ask two people to compare two pairs of the pictures. So, Mamoon, are you okay with comparing these two pictures for us? Yeah. Okay, and who would like Vadim? How about the other two? Yeah. Okay. Okay, just a few sentences comparing these pictures. Okay.
Yeah, I think the first one is in China, describing the demonstration for some political things, maybe. It's written in Chinese here. The second one is in America. It's also a demonstration. It might be a students' one or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So they're both talking about some kind of demonstration.
Good.
Yeah, but it's not very well clear. It's not clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you see any key differences between the two pictures?
I think it's long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's an old time.
This one,
Yeah.
the bottom one?
Yeah, the American one.
Okay.
60.
How can you tell?
From the clothes.
Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah.
Good. What about the way it is organized? Is there a difference between how it's organized, Jen?
Yeah.
Can I hand over to Jen? In terms of organization.
This picture we can see the Chinese people are marching down the streets.
Uh-huh.
And the second one they're like standing outside the building
Right.
to show the rebellious,
Good. Okay. Good.
I don't know.
What's the noun from rebellious? Anyone? Rebellious. Yeah. Okay. So we've got another struggling to show their rebellion. Right? So they're rebelling. Okay. Which one seems more well ordered?
Chinese.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Most of them are men.
Yeah. Okay. And that's another point in terms of gender. Most of them seem to be men. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
In terms of gender.
Okay. Let's get David's perspective.
Yes,
Okay.
I think due to this dress, this rebellion, this march, might be in the 40s to 60s,
Right.
that age. So the second one, I think, it's because of the photography, but
Right.
my feeling is the second one would be more recent. Yes.
David, could you give us a rough translation of what the banner says?
Okay, this one is they're strongly against America about their violent invasion to Chinese right, Chinese government and people's right. Because I think at that time it might be, there are a lot of events, there used to be a lot of events that American interrupt other countries' policies.
Okay. Interrupt or interfere?
Interfere.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's turn to page 3. Okay. Paddy.
The picture is a good example of a peaceful demonstration in which the girl was standing with sellotape on mouth and newspaper, which probably means that somehow the women in this country, they discriminated maybe in politics, they have maybe no right to vote or some another of discrimination. And the second picture is is demonstration which were forced with violence from the police or another military.